Hi, welcome to Tech Tips with me, Marcus Bonald. Today we're looking at this mixer board. This is an analog mixer board, so I want to show you how it works. So, to start with, we have inputs. So this mixer has 8 inputs. And underneath the input, this is a combi jack, so-called. So it's both can carry an RTS jack or an XLR. And then we have something called pad. If we press it in, it will turn down the level with 26 decibels. So if you look at the gain wheel here, where we set our incoming signal volume throughout the chain, then we see that the grayscale here is from -6 to +38. So that means when we press this pad here, that's the value we have to work with. But if it's not pressing, we have +25 to +64. Which is quite handy to have. And then we have a high pass filter. So that takes out all rumbleness of instruments or vocal mics or dialogue mics that you don't want in a regular situation. And the only situation that you do not want to use this feature is when you use a bass guitar or have mic'd up a kick drum. Or if you just have a single instrument like a piano with pads or something, then you also don't want to turn this on because it will ruin the lower frequency spectrum of the instrument. Moving on, if we use an instrument that requires phantom power, we have a phantom switch over here. We see that light's red now. So that means that all these ports are now being phantom powered. So if you plug in a microphone like a big membrane or condenser mic into this, it will now be audible. There's also some line boxes that needs phantom power, so that's handy as well. We also see that those last two channels has 2 numbers, both 5 and 6 and 7, 8. That means that these are also stereo channels. As you see, those doesn't have combi jacks, but they have regular XLR, or they have dual balanced or line input over here. So that means it's very handy if you have a piano with a stereo input. You plug them in here, then you have left right on the same channel, that you don't have to have 2 different faders to move up and down to raise or lower the faders of that instrument. And then on the first 4 channels here, we do have a 1 knob compressor, which is very handy in an analog mixer board because it's often used an outboard compressor in an analog situation, but this is really nice to have in this compact form. And it's just 1 dial, so we will check that later. And then we have an EQ with fixed bands. Fixed bands means that you can't move the frequency. It's only highs as a fixed band of 10K, and the mids have a fixed band of 2.5K, and the lows has a fixed band of 100 Hertz. Moving on, we do have an aux send here, which you can send to a monitor, for instance. So then we just raise the level here. What do we need to do next? We need to decide if we want the signal to be post fader or pre-fader. If we have it pre-fader, that means that the signal we set in this area won't be affected when we raise or lower the volume of the fader, which is very handy in a monitor situation, because you don't want the artist to be annoyed by the volume going up and down in his monitor when we have set it in the rehearsal. And this signal is going to this master here, so we need to raise it up. So when we raise this up, we affect all of the individual signal coming into this master, and that is going out by the aux1 here, so we can plug it into the in-ears or the wedge that we have. And this also have some built-in effects as well. So we do have the effects on this effect here, this white dialing rod, and we have the master here. And if we want the monitor to have effects as well, we do have this knob that we can send the effects to that channel as well. Some mixer boards use an mute button this monitor, which in instance is a signature for Yamaha, uses a on-off button. So if it lights yellow, it means that this channel is now on, and if it's not lighting yellow, it means that it's off or muted. And we have the fader here, and we also have the opportunity to send it either to this group or to the master. So if you want to send it to the master, we need to press this button that says SD, which stands for stereo output. And if we want to send this to the group, of course, we just press the 1, 2, which means that it's a stereo group that combines 1 and 2, left and right, into this fader. And then we need to send this to the stereo out as well. If we don't want to send it to the stereo out, we just unpress this. And we do have the group output here if we want to send it to something else. So if we want to have individual outputs of the group and the master out. And this red dial right here is of course our pan, which means if we do use a steered signal at 1 and 2, we could pan this left and right to have this as the same incoming source but in a stereo situation. And we can send it anywhere as well, of course. But that's neat as well. And of course, if you mic a drum set, like for instance, and if you would mic a drum set with this mixer board, it will be clouded with just the mics, with just the drums. But anyway, enough said. Then we just pan out the toms and whatever as we like. Well, that's it for today, guys. I hope you like this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you in the next one. Bye.